Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. Welcome to our new episode for today. I hope you're enjoying all the podcasts that we're putting out there. If you've not subscribed to our channel, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, what get launched. And feel free to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram, Gardening with Ben. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a review as well, as it's always good to see who's listening and what you think of the podcast. Let's start today's episode. Hello and welcome to today's episode with Gardening with Ben. So today's episode is a bonus episode. These get uploaded in the evening, so you get a double whammy of podcasts. But if you're listening in the morning, thank you for listening. So today's episode is going to be talking a bit about the blog which I wrote recently, which I've shared on my Facebook profile, Gardening with Ben. And this is going to be talking about what sunflowers I am going to grow this year. So grab yourself a brew, sit back, relax and enjoy today's episode. So last year was the first year that I grew flowers on the allotment. I've always stuck to just growing fruit and vegetables, things that I know how to grow and hopefully get some success from. And when I'm doing my gardening, you need to think about ways of improving your crops and getting the best results from them. And one of the ways of doing this is by attracting insects and bees and wasps to your allotment, because without them you won't get your pollination on your fruit. So you need to attract the bees to the plot to help with pollination to improve your crops, and by doing that you could get bumper crops of apples, plums, pears, you name it. It all helps, especially with the fruit on your allotment. So last year was the first year that I grew the flowers, and it was a hard choice thinking about what to grow on the plot, because I've never grown flowers before. It's all new to me. I can share lots of tips and advice on growing fruit and vegetables, but on flowers I'm absolutely useless. I'm having to research it myself before sharing it with other people. And the best thing about being part of different allotment groups online is that you can share tips with one another. So one of the things that I did grow as a child was sunflowers. As most children do, they get the enjoyment from growing sunflowers from seed and seeing how tall they can actually grow them to. And when I was a child, I managed to get one to grow to 10 foot in total. And to get it to grow to 10 foot, it required a ton of work. I was watering it once, twice a day, just so that it could get to that height in total. So I thought, I'll try growing a sunflower again on my plot. So I purchased some seeds. Sunflower seeds aren't expensive to purchase, so I went for the giant sunflowers, not necessarily trying to grow them giant in height, but to get a good sized sunflower head on the flower. So I tried growing them. I had about 8 to 10 successful sunflowers grow, and one of them was absolutely massive. I saved the head from that, hoping to grow the seeds from it this year, but where I stored it wasn't a good place, and I went down to the plot and it had been ravished by something, possibly rats or mice. They'd eaten all the seeds out of it, so they definitely had a good meal out of the sunflower head. So I gave back to the wildlife really. I didn't actually manage to save any of the seeds from that. But what I've been doing this year, well, recently I've just been looking at what sunflowers to try and grow this year on the allotment, as sunflowers don't just come in one variety. They don't just come in their giant sunflower type seeds. So I've been looking at different varieties that you can grow. You can get different varieties, different heights, different colours, different shapes. They come in all different types, and I didn't realise how many varieties of sunflowers there actually is out there until I actually started researching it. So let's see what sunflowers I'm actually growing this year. Like I said, growing sunflowers is really fun. They're easy to grow from seed. You can have great germination rates, and the outcome is absolutely beautiful. You couldn't have something better in your garden to give it some extra colour and beauty. And some sunflowers you can obviously cut the heads off and take them inside and use them in vases and appreciate them indoors as well. So this year I'm going to be looking at growing giant sunflowers again, as obviously I had great success with them last year. So I'm going to get some more giant sunflower seeds, and fingers crossed they'll grow as well as they did last year. Also, I'm going to be growing some red sunflower seeds. Now, these look absolutely beautiful on the picture of the seed packet, what's hopefully coming in the next few days. So fingers crossed they do look as nice as what they are on the packet. Let me know if you've grown red sunflower seeds. Send me a message via my social media. It's always good to see what people have done. And then there's a variety called Autumn Beauty. Now this one is different shades of petals. They can be pink, orange, red, yellow and red, yellow, all different colours, and they again look absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait to see if these are actually what they actually look like on the packet. And then I found a packet with 20 plus varieties of sunflowers in. Now I didn't think that there was more than possibly 5 or 6, but yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So these 20 varieties, I don't know if they come in separate packets and all named, but we'll see what they turn up like. These are purchased from Amazon. In my blog I've shared the link to it, so if you are on Facebook, check out Gardening with Ben and check through my post, and you'll be able to see my blog on that with the link to the seeds that I have purchased. And if you want to try them, you can try them yourself as well. And then there's a variety called Black Magic Dark Red. Again, these are a red variety of sunflowers, but they look more blacky red than just red. So fingers crossed, if I get all these growing on my plot, I'm going to be overwhelmed with sunflowers this year, and the bees will be thinking, which plot shall we go and look for this year? And they'll see all my sunflowers and they'll go, I know, let's pick Gardening with Ben's plot as it has the best pollen on the site. So yeah, that is my plan. On my site I think I'm probably one of the only people that grow flowers on the site, so fingers crossed all the bees decide to come to my plot. So I'm looking forward to growing them sunflowers this year. So that has been our bonus episode for today. I hope you've enjoyed it and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Make sure you do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts which get launched on a daily basis at the moment. And feel free to follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, Gardening with Ben. Obviously on YouTube you get to see all the videos as well which we launch regularly. And if you'd like to support Gardening with Ben, check out the link below in the description for my shop, where you can purchase fantastic gardening hoodies and t-shirts. You can also buy a Gardening with Ben mug to be drinking your own brew out of while listening to this podcast. And we've launched recently a fantastic range of greeting cards which can be used for any occasion and also for letters to send to family and friends. So thanks for listening, and as always, remember, keep gardening.